Rev up your engine. Well, here we go with another newish vehicle. It's got 12,000 miles on it now. It is a 2025 Toyota Highlander Hybrid. You're thinking about buying one, you're gonna learn more than you probably ever want to know, but I'll give you the whole story so you can make a wise decision. Now, we'll start with the Camry Hybrid 2026. Basically the same 2.5 liter gasoline engine, same hybrid system. Now, of course, this is all-wheel drive. Mine isn't. You get a little bit worse gas mileage. It's also an SUV. It weighs more. It's higher. He's averaging about 35 miles a gallon. Now, in a Camry, I'm averaging about 50.5 miles a gallon city and highway, and as high as 53.5 in town. You're going to get worse gas mileage with a big vehicle, but they wanted a big vehicle. As you'll see later, it's packed full of things. We can barely even close the trunk. It's got so much stuff in it. But you got a big, heavy, all-wheel drive vehicle, and it's still getting 35 miles a gallon. Now, what did it cost in the real world? Okay? He paid $57,000 for this. It's pretty loaded, right? Now, I paid $31,000 for this, so maybe you'll think about a sedan next time, you know? And interesting enough, his wife just got a new RAV4. She paid $43,000 for that, so okay, you know, better. Still, it's not $31,000, even though it's the same vehicle as the Camry, the RAV4 hybrid, pretty much the same vehicle, except one's got SUV body, one's got a sedan body. You're gonna pay more for those, but if you want one, they pretty much are the best ones out there as far as I'm concerned. As we look under, oh gee, remember I just did one on a Hyundai and it had struts. You didn't have to use the top, but hey, I take this 10 times over Hyundai. No question about that. Okay, it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder Atkinson cycle engine with a hybrid setup. Now, interesting enough, the hybrid system in the front has 2 electric motors, but the all-wheel drive system has 1 in the back. So the back is completely electronic. There's no need for a drive shaft to go from the engine back there, which saves money in building them, saves weight, so it gets a bit better gas mileage. Why have parts spinning around when you don't need them, right? They've been using this system for a long time. And Highlanders, I had a customer back in Houston that had one a long time ago, and it was the same setup. It had the electric in the back. Only 1 motor in the back, but it's not connected to the front. It's just electronically connected. Now, here's something I find fascinating. Look at this. Engine oil, 0W16. All right, Toyota, you know I'm never going to stop asking you. How come you're putting 0W16 in that 2.5 hybrid, but you're saying to use 0W8 in my Camry? It doesn't make any freaking sense, you know? You got to look at it logically. You're a car company, you got engineers. Why on earth are you saying that engine should be 016 and this should be 0W8, other than you're going to get better gas mileage with a 0W8, right? It boggles the mind. Please, Toyota, will you respond to me? You know they won't. Corporations never listen to people. We all know that. But it's so bizarre. Okay? You got basically the same engine, different vehicles, but one has oil that's twice as heavy as the other. Come on. Give me a reason for this one, you know? Now, so far he loves the car, but he didn't like the dealership that sold it to him. They tried to sell him an extended warranty on this thing for $5,500. And the weird thing was, originally they told him they were going to sell it to him for like $900, but then when he got there and paid cash for the car and didn't finance it to the Toyota dealership, the price of the warranty went up to $5,500. Now, as I've always told people, don't waste your money on those things. They're mainly 50% policies, meaning if he paid even $5,000 for that policy, $2,500 is the commission for selling it. That's why when you go to these places, they're trying to sell you these policies. That's moolah in their pocket. Don't waste your money. Don't think this warranty is going to save you. They're just insurance companies, and you're overpaying for them in the first place. But then I get people that say, Scotty, well, you know, what about like a Jaguar? They always fall apart. Shouldn't I buy an extended warranty? And I say, why on earth would you buy a Jaguar in the first place, you an idiot? Right? I tell people, you really have to get a Jaguar. I had a customer a few months ago, just had to get a Jaguar. I said, here's the figures, lease the stupid thing. So they're leasing it. And they know at the end of 3 years, exactly the money they're paying. And if they would have bought that Jaguar and then sold it 3 years later, they would have paid 2 to 3 times more in losses than they would on leasing the thing in the first place. So keep that in mind. Don't get sold crap that you don't need, that isn't going to cover much, at an outrageous price. Now, when you're buying these Highlanders, back in the day, their biggest seller, and I've seen them with 500,000, 600,000 miles, at V6 engines. You can't get a V6 engine. So, if you want my personal opinion, buy what he bought. Get the hybrid, because the hybrid is a nice 2.5 liter 4-cylinder inline engine that can run forever. It is not turbocharged. The other option is a turbocharged 4 and 1. You're going to get probably about, in the real world, 10 miles less miles per gallon. He's averaging through the whole 12,000 miles he's owned it so far, a little over 35 miles a gallon. You can cut that down probably by at least 10 miles a gallon. If you got a turbo 4, you step on the gas, revs up. The gas mileage ratings on turbocharged are a farce. You're always going to get worse with the turbocharged cars in the real world with the human driving it. But with a hybrid, I've actually had customers get better than the ratings. Matter of fact, I'm getting around here 52.5 miles a gallon. It's not rated that high for the Camry. But if I drive conservatively in town, that's what I can get, 52.5 miles a gallon, right? If it had been a turbo 4, but you can't Camry because they're all hybrids, you made a smart move only selling hybrids. And Toyota, really, they're selling a lot more of these hybrids than they are the 4-cylinder turbos. I am not a turbo fan for various reasons. Too much pressure, they wear out faster, they get worse gas mileage. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I would say strictly look at the hybrid version if you want gas mileage, hardly any maintenance whatsoever, and long life. You don't have a turbo that's going to wear out. Now, as I said, this is the Toyota all-wheel drive system. There's the AWD, and like I said, the back is not connected to the front. The back is totally electronic, and the front has 2 motors, one for each wheel too. It's a pretty good system. It's been improved over the years. They've been making these Highlander hybrids for a while, but they've really gotten them down pat now. Look inside. Beautiful metallic paint. Look at that blue. Man. Of course, it's got all the bells and whistles. It's a hybrid, so you're not hearing anything. You can fiddle away to your heart's content. It's got the dual control. Notice this has the larger screen than my Camry. This is the fancy edition. I could have gotten the larger screen too, but I'm a cheapskate, and the Camry that had the larger screen was $9,000 more. I'm not paying that for a larger screen. This is a luxury vehicle, so you have air-conditioned and heated seats, right? Pretty good. For the front too, and also for the back too. And it has the usual, like mine. You can have economy. There we go, there's economy. You can do normal, and you can do sport. To hold, you can turn traction control. You can put it in EV mode, but just like mine, it's not really, going to do that much. Now, this is all-wheel drive, so you do have a trail button. When you push the trail button, it acts as a electronic limited slip differential. So you get unstuck, if you're stuck in the mud or whatever, or if you're on really uneven up and down, you'll find that, hey, you'll be able to drive without it slipping. Pretty nifty, the technology. Of course, it's got intelligent cruise control. There it is, radar cruise active. It's got the tire pressure monitoring. They all got 37 pounds on them. Check it out. Look, you've got a 360 camera. The camera's phenomenal. Let's see what the backup looks like. Look, there's the backup. Beautiful camera. It even shows the trees. It's amazing. Look at it. There's the trees. There's the trees there. You need a steering wheel if you want. I don't worry about that. My hands are hot enough. You got 120 volt AC setup. Nice big old armrest. Oh, cool. It slides back. You don't have to lift it up. It slides back. Pretty cool. My Camry got a nice big glove box. You can throw a bunch of crap in. Nice interior. Let's check the back seats. Plenty of leg room in the back seat. You can mess with all of your AC heater controls. It's not like my Camry that just has 2 vents. It's got the whole shooting match. And you can see, you can mess with the seat heating too. Gigantic moonroof, which I don't care about at all. We'll check out the trunk. Here it goes. See, he has this gigantic cooler. Gotta say, I've tried these Anchor Solixes. They're pretty good. They're just gigantic. And you can see, there's the plug right there. Okay, I pushed it and now it's the whole way back. So let's take it for a spin. Fire up again. First thing you notice, it's smooth as can be. You can't even feel the engine running. And it is running. Engine's running. We're not running on electricity. Go over the big bump and it took a picture because he's got a dash cam that when you get a rumble, it takes pictures. You take a picture. Now, being all-wheel drive, being a Highlander, it is relatively high up in the air. You get a good view of things. Now, just for kicks, we'll put it in sport mode. Let's see what sport mode does. Check it out, we're going forwards. We can see all the cars coming there too. Pretty cool. We'll give it some gas and it's not race car, but it's fine. It's nice handling. Now, it is a relatively large vehicle, so it doesn't have the drivability of, say, my Camry SE that's sporty. It sure fits in with this new fancy neighborhood, right? I mean, nobody's going to be poo-pooing you. You show up in this hybrid Highlander in these $1 million homes. And of course, the giant screen makes navigating quite easy. Now, as you can see when you floor it, okay, it's not a race car. It gets going, right? If you want a race car, then you can go and get the turbo one. It won't last as long and you get a lot worse gas mileage. See enough, it's got an electronic mirror. Look, you don't see my hand because it's not a mirror. It's an electronic mirror. It takes a kind of while to get used to. It's got very good pixelation, I'll say that, but it's weird, you know. Look, it's not a mirror. You don't see your hand here. So now you know the truth about this 2025 Highlander Hybrid all-wheel drive. What you paid, what you get, the gas mileage it gets, what kind of power it has, from a real car owned by a real person that has no pretense of saying, well, this is the best thing I've ever had, this is the worst thing. The truth. You get to see the truth. That's what I'm making these videos for. So you can make a decision. Me, I'm a cheapskate. 31 grand and 52 miles a gallon versus $57,000 and 35 miles a gallon. Granted, his wife took the middle road. She got a RAV4 in between the two of them and better gas mileage than this, but a little bit worse than mine. So now you know the truth about these vehicles so you can make a wise decision. And if you've got a new car you want to show, hey, just email me, scottykilmer@gmail.com, and I will honestly go through it. Maybe you're mad as a hornet, you bought a car you absolutely hate. Bring it over here, man. I'll make a video and you can get revenge.